All right. Well, welcome to the what annual is this now? Third or fourth annual Christmas special, Church of Marc. At least it's got to be the fourth. That's right.
You guys love me.
All right. Welcome to the Christmas special. Of course, we have Jenny, Nadya, and Doug. Thank you for coming to the show for our Christmas special. And are you guys in the Christmas spirit?
I'm in the Christmas spirit. Actually, I brought you guys a little something.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Christmas spirit. I tried this out last night for the first time. I don't know who's into cactus juice, but it's a tasty sativa.
Ooh.
Okay.
And here's the thing. When I first moved out here, everybody that would visit Toronto used to think I was like the weed connection. But it is currency. It can be regifted as well.
Okay, that is fantastic.
It can always be regifted.
That is one of the best presents.
It's one of the tastiest strains I've smoked lately. It's keef coated.
Nice.
And I don't work for the company. You've already regifted it? That was quick. Right in front of me. You don't have to. I told you. I was explaining.
I'm going to be high into New Year's.
I was explaining how it was currency, but
bag?
well, there's still some. There's mine in there. I got myself one too. You think it was?
Okay.
It's a little self-serving.
That's excellent.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
That's so wonderful. The gift, the spirit of giving. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. And how was your Nadya?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. What did I do? What happened? What
You
occurred?
did a bunch of stuff.
Oh, I think I always go backwards, right? So the last thing I did was my opening in Montreal of the Red Chair sessions. Mm-hmm. And then I did photographed Abaquad for Wanda Nanabush. And then I also photographed a really beautiful project for JPod, Jennifer. Rematriate the lens. And then I did a whole bunch of stuff for TMU.
Right.
So it's just like, it's been like a real flux of work. Yeah.
And was any of that your official Toronto Photo Laureate work?
I think a lot of it is intermingled. I do a lot of artist talks. Mm-hmm. The next project coming up into the new year is a big thing for Illuminato.
Right.
Yeah. And we just finished titling it, so we're calling it Night Shift.
Oh, okay.
With some like awesome punctuation in there. So Night Shift. And I'm photographing people who keep the city moving at night.
Okay. Yeah. And that's like TTC drivers?
TTC, hospitals,
Uber
firefighters.
Uber Eats, that's right.
Yeah, Uber Eats.
Because they're all over the place.
Delivery,
bikes, some of them are doubling.
Yeah.
I almost get hit by one at least once a day.
Yeah.
Because they're riding down the bike, like down the sidewalk, like full blast. And I got to like jump out of the way. And
yeah. So there's that. It's a big project, right? So we're just gearing up. I just came off of a meeting with them just now. So
excellent.
Just before I arrived. So really stoked for that. And then I have to finish visioning and dreaming up the legacy project for with the city, as my position with the city being the photo laureate.
Right.
Right. So there's that legacy project. It's in the works. It hasn't quite come yet. I know it will. So there's a lot going on, and I find myself I have to really catch up. And I spend a lot of time just thinking and contemplating and just spending time by myself.
Right.
Yeah. Which is
right.
Yeah, which is what the holiday season is for me. Is just
right. And you mentioned you're studying refraction.
Oh, I'm such a nerd. Yeah, I was studying last night refraction, and I don't know, like ideas come to me just so suddenly. And what is refraction? And I want to combine it with philosophy. So physics and philosophy to study and really like delve into something like that.
Right.
Is interesting to me.
So what is
I'm curious about it.
So what is refraction? Is there a definition? Like I have an idea what it is, but I don't
was
really
so high last night. I was so high, and I was just like, really nerding out on it.
Okay.
So there's like a line of like normality.
Yeah.
Like I think the easiest way that I could describe it is like, say I take this light, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many different angles upon which to understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause-
So like say okay, or you can take like a high noon and a body of water, right? So that light, it's like it's infinite. Like the light would just hit that water, and the refraction of like the rate at which the light would hit the water, depending on how muddy the water is or like what angle the sun is at.
So is this pertaining?
There's a way that light hits that water, and it can like disperse.
Right.
And there's an angle. There's so many angles to it.
Does this pertain to photography, or are you trying to open a portal to another dimension?
I might be opening a portal.
That's right.
Does it help you in photography though?
I think that's why I'm interested in it.
Like you were drawn to it. You heard
Yeah.
about it. You want to study it more.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Light, because everything's light.
And there's like a whole formula around it. Like, you know, people study, right? All of this. It's with light, it's Snell's formula.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's like all this math around it. So that's what I was doing last night. I was like really high and just
That's what I do.
nerding
I like to get
out,
into math when I'm
nerding
really
out.
high.
The ratio of me being able to retain the info
Right.
is a whole other,
It's a whole other
Oh,
story.
I hear that. I hear that.
but it's there. Yeah,
It's there.
So anyway,
And how about you, Jenny? How's your year been?
Evil Bart Simpson laugh. It's been a hell of a ride. Many interesting people. I was also in the hospital and had gallbladder removal, emergency surgery, but I was in the hallway for 2 days
Oh, geez.
with no food and no water.
oh, I remember that.
And it was really icky, but it also, I took it as a fasting time. And
Did you have a vision?
it pretty much, I was like situated between the kitchen and the nurses' lounge and then the nursing station. So it was just like all the food going by and I couldn't have any, and all the water. And it really made me think, yeah, there's things that I have. And there's things that I continually have access to and other people don't. So it was a lot of prayer and a lot of like in between the I'm in so much pain and then being someone who doesn't imbibe or do any recreational substances, to have this antibiotic and then the drugs pumped into me was really, really interesting, because I got to a certain point where I was like, I don't like this. I don't understand it. And I was really like, oh, this is, I mean, it's distracting me from the pain. But then when they were giving me this medication, the nurse said, be careful. This can be addictive.
Oh.
And then she went, like she actually laughed.
Oh my!
Jeez.
And I'm lying there thinking, does she want me to get addicted? Like, is this like the plan? Mwahaha. So when I was weaning off of this medication, and I kept thinking, does this mean I'm going to want it now? Does this mean I'm going to be like, give me more, give me more? And then they weaned me off of it, and I was like, I'm fine.
Right.
So it was a very interesting time of like not having control of things. And having to, give up things and having to rest. I
Right.
think that was the biggest thing, because I'm very busy where I work. I'm kind of like a community auntie, so I'm always doing something. And so it was just like, I'm going to listen to classical music and play solitaire for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
And
that's
then
good.
walk to the store and back home. And I'm in a lot of pain. So it was really interesting. And then trying to ease back into everything, and then missing things at work, and then just seeing all the drama. Just seeing all of the ways that identity fraud has really, I'm going to swear, fucked people's lives up majorly.
No, for sure.
Majorly. And there's been some things that have come to me, and people have lied about me.
Oh, jeez.
So it's really interesting that they wouldn't come and say anything to my face, but they actually lied and said that I bullied them into, almost trigger warning, committing suicide.
Oh, no.
I do not have time for that. So
Right.
it was very interesting to see how people do these things to distract and try and garner attention. And I don't really give a shit. I don't care. I don't care if you're lying, it's on you. It's
Right.
between you and creator. So there's these things that when people don't think it's harmful, it is. It is the whole identity fraud thing, and
Right.
we can talk about this forever, but it is harmful. So those are a couple of the things that came up. And
Sure. Well, that seems to be the biggest story, I would say, of 2024, at least for our community. Would you say is the identity fraud issue?
Identity fraud is a problem for sure. I mean, it's an interesting phenomenon because I mean, even when if you were bringing up something about an action that somebody did in regards to pretendianism, and then the response is to attack who you are as a person, it's bizarre to me.
yeah.
It seems to be the norm.
So it was really interesting, and I thought for a second, like, do I have to do something about this? And I thought, no, that person's already done enough. And
See, I've called out pretendians.
yeah,
I don't really get a whole lot of clapback, but Native women seem to be the targets for pretendians and
Yeah.
defendians.
yeah, yeah. So it's cool. So come at me. You know where I am.
You can hold your own.
I can and I will, wherever this camera is.
Okay.
Where's the camera?
They're
Actually,
everywhere.
There's cameras everywhere. That's right.
we're
They're
being
everywhere.
surveilled. There's cameras in that pastry.
We have
So,
footage of you getting off the
Right there.
TTC.
so I
So,
think that's
yeah.
it. I think that's those. I mean, also being very blessed that I regained my health, obviously. But
Of course, yeah. And you're all better now, hopefully.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fantastic. That's always paramount. So, what do you think the solution is moving forward? I mean, I tried doing this VIP thing. I don't even know if that's the solution, to be honest with you. I don't know
how
what
many,
is.
I have a question about
yeah.
that. Like, how many artists do you have already verified?
Oh, I
with?
think we got like 20. Yeah, we got a huge list.
It's an exclusive club.
Yeah, that's right. This gentleman here is in the club, and we got a bunch of other great artists. Because we had to start verifying artists regardless. Because when you submit to the Juno Awards, you have
Yeah.
to have 2 references stating, claiming or confirming who you are.
Yeah.
So we just kind of ran with that idea because Karis has already implemented this. So we were trying to take this maybe to a national level, but more it's about raising awareness and getting sort of the discussion going. Because the Indigenous Music Office, this is on their mandate for 2025, is that they're going to try to tackle this. But again, I'm not sure what the solution is, like in vetting people, because I've talked to like a dozen different artistic directors and different festivals, and they want something done because they're not going to book Indigenous artists because they're afraid to. They don't want to book a pretendian, and then they're called out and get all that bad PR. So what's your advice to these people?
Do I have advice? Do you have advice? I don't have advice for them, but I mean, I do appreciate that you're like trying to find something that works. Because I mean, when I snoop around social media, I'm creeping and just seeing what responses are and stuff, and a lot of times it's pointing out what doesn't work. Oh, you're hunting, you're head hunting, you're human hunting. A lot of criticism for that, but I mean, I think that these are valid concerns, and I think we're even past the point of like proving that. Like some of the biggest names that we've looked up to in our careers have been called out in various industries, whether it's music or academics or film. There just seems to be a much larger number than I would ever have expected. Like some of them are like so bombshell. Like it's. I was mentioning to you before that it's like it's juicy, and I'm interested. I'm guilty of being interested in like observing what happens. It's like, oh my God, so you just got called out? That's insane.
Of course.
Oh my God.
I know. People like watching car wrecks, as they
Yeah,
say. Right,
yeah.
But again, I mean, I'm not sure, because the community is somewhat divided. I think everyone is on the side that they want truth They want transparency, but there's still people that are defending some of these people. But I think that's due to biases. They have a friendship bias, or maybe there's something else we don't know.
Or they're
about,
misunderstanding what the definition of a pretendian is. They
That's
think
right.
it's just somebody they think it's down to blood quantum. Well, he's only got 40%, and that's not who anybody's attacking.
That's right.
I don't even like saying the word attacking. It's just calling out.
It's trying to determine, what the truth is, because some of these individuals have zero indigenous ancestry anywhere in their bloodline. And I think those are the people that are perpetrating the most, let's call it crimes or fraud in the industry.
And some of it, they're maybe discovered something that dates further back, and it's like in later in their life, like in their 30s, now they have an angle like to get into this industry here.
That's right. Because like I said, it wasn't too long ago where nobody wanted to be us. Like even we didn't want to be us, right? And now everyone wants to be us because of these perceived sort of advantages that aren't really advantages, because that pool of talent is so small. Even we can't get
It's a
those
leg
grants.
up. It's a leg up in a lot of cases.
True,
But some people have been able to exploit it and actually extract a lot of resources.
That's right. A lot.
Like when you live through trauma, like every day, like, those are stories and like lived experience that no one can touch. And it makes us who we are. Like I'm an artist because of my mom, because of my family, because of, all of this. And when it comes to people wanting to be us, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, I don't know. For me, that's a hard thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I always feel like in the middle. Like people share a lot of stories with me. So I'm always, I have a lot of love and I have a lot of openness, and like people share a lot with me. So when the whole Buffy thing came out, I actually did consider her a friend. I actually did. And when all of that came out, it was just like, wow. Yeah. So I don't know like any sort of solution other than to say like there needs to be more dialogue, and we need to one of my dear friends, Christy Belcourt, wanted to start an anti-network. And there is actually an anti-network, right? So
it's called Bingo.
Heads up, man. Bingo. Yeah, so like the smoke-filled bingo hall. Let's clear the smoke, man. But start like just keeping that dialogue going, and like heads up about this person. Just, and it's not gossip, or it's not lateral violence. It's us knowing who we are, and just like, hey, just a heads up about.
That's right.
Heads up there. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think asking the right questions in the kindest way possible, because there are people who are deeply hurt and they think that attaching themselves to an identity is going to help them because they see how much support we might have or appear to have, and I'm using air quotes, air quote, because they think, we have sweat lodges and we have healing centers and we have elders that people can go to for advice, and they think, I need that and I want that, and they don't understand that it might be in a different context in their own community, or maybe they don't have access to their own community, so they come to us. And I'm very much of the I will observe everything, and people will, same thing, they'll tell me a whole bunch of stuff and I keep it inside and I don't tell anybody, but then I watch them and I say, okay, so they've changed their story 3 times already.
For me, it's like spidey sense, man.
Yeah. And then I watch them move. Like I might talk to somebody and go, hey, heads up on that person, or we might have to watch that. And then sure enough, it's more often than not, it's accurate. Yeah, right. The spidey sense, the anti-accuracy. And then I find those people don't talk to me anymore.
Right.
They just don't want to talk to me anymore. And I remember right after Joseph Boyden, good old Joe Boy or whatever his name was, I remember I posted something and I said, like, okay, this guy's like, it's full of BS. And if why would you claim something if you didn't have 100% accuracy? And a couple of my friends, commented and said, what is this all about? And I said, well, pretendians, people who are pretending. Oh, well, what about adoptees and 60 scoopers? Oh, yeah. And I said, that's actually not what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about 100% white guy who just makes up a story. And somebody in my friends...
infiltrates.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And somebody in my circle of friends actually listened and said, right, okay, I've always heard that we were Native. And I said, that's up to you to go find out. And then they actually did. They did their genealogy and they reconnected with their family. And it was amazing because she said, if you hadn't have written that thing on Facebook, I never would have gone and actually found my family. Mm. And they weren't scooped. They weren't adopted. They were just a couple of generations disconnected from their community. So that was amazing. But still some people right away, they latch onto this defensiveness. And I feel very sad that happens because I guess we've all had some kind of lateral violence.
Sure, yeah.
And, and I've had people look at me and, like, when I say, yeah, I'm half Plains Cree, I'm half Plains Cree and I'm half Finnish Canadian. And sometimes people go, oh, cool, whatever. And this one person said, so you're half. And I said, yeah, it is what it is. And in my head, I'm thinking, I really wanted to say you're good at math.
And you look at the refraction.
Right?
That's right.
Does it make me any less of a person? Does it make me any less of a helper? And that's my honesty. I can tell you the names of my family on my mom's side and my dad's side. And that's it. And if anyone has a question, I'm very glad to tell you, and I'm very glad to show you my status card, even though I don't have to, because the picture's really funny.
Okay.
And I think
all our status cards are like...
It's amazing. And
I've
I
got
actually...
a good picture on mine, actually.
Challenge. I was really... I want somebody to do this. I want somebody to call me a pretendian, and I want someone to investigate me.
Right.
Because I will give you my Auntie Hazel's, or my Auntie Mildred's phone number.
Yeah.
Auntie Mildred?
Yeah, Auntie Mildred.
Okay.
She will tear you several new ones. Well, so come at me.
And we can't all be pretendians.
This is the threat episode. Come at me.
Okay. All right.
Merry Christmas.
That's right.
Here, I'll show you my
Have
card.
a jolly, holly Christmas.
I want you to laugh at it.
Okay. Nadia's laughing already. Although that's not too
easy.
I look
too hard to make her laugh.
I look so mean. I look so mean.
Yeah, that's an anti... that's an anti-glare.
I look so mean.
Run that through the VIP program.
Yeah, just run it, man.
Run it.
It's the best.
There's an anti
It's
one.
the best. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, there you go.
There's a whole backstory, but it's the
Okay.
best. Yeah.
That's great.
So there you go. There's your proof. Don't copy
I've
it.
gotten similar attacks on Twitter, on X, I guess. Is they're questioning because I did red flags. People are questioning the amount of Native I am, or
Okay.
which I think they're just missing the point.
They are
or
missing
looking,
the
or
point,
just trying to pull anything they can to go on the attack.
That's right.
But I mean, like, what are the repercussions really? I mean, I've just watched numerous people who were called out, exposed, not verify what their claims have been, and they just carry on as business as usual, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think those businesses will suffer moving forward as there's more public awareness to the issue, because now mainstream media is starting to talk about it. And I think, well, it is my hope that people will just stop using those businesses once they realize they're not who they claim to be. And I foresee civil lawsuits coming next year in 2025.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in regards to Joseph Boyden, she mentioned Joseph Boyden, and he's established himself as an amazing writer. Why would anybody who's already fallen in love with his work stop buying his books? I mean, maybe some Native people won't buy him as gifts around Christmas time, but
That's right.
But I mean,
Because the Arenda is such
He
a
can carry on.
cheerful story.
you carry on, right? Yeah.
It's a Christmas read,
Well, I mean,
folks.
I'm sure people gifted it for Christmas.
Can we commission you to read that for Christmas by the tree? That'll be part 2 of the podcast.
Joseph
Once
Boyd and
upon a
Christmas.
time.
Now on CBC.
Yeah, once upon a time.
When we starting Plex.
And oh my God, I was just gonna say, I remember us connecting, and then my sister Crystal, we found out that we're actually cousins, right?
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
cousins
through
with my
Crystal.
sister.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
came up on my
The birds.
DNA. Because I wasn't afraid to do the DNA test. I did the swabs
Yeah.
just to see 23andMe go out of business and potentially sell off my
Well,
data.
and also, they can copyright your DNA. Did you read the small print?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried about that. I mean, if they're going to clone me, cool.
Good. There we go. We need more. We need more
I need a buddy.
Plexes.
We need
I need a
more
buddy.
drugs. We
A
need
younger
more
version
drugs
of me.
in the world.
Put out there, pimp out there, and, you know.
And Nadya, you're also related with Brian, aren't you? Brian Wright McLeod,
Yeah.
who was just down
Yeah,
the street.
and
there. That's
Richard.
right,
Yeah,
Boy, you relate
Richard
to everybody.
Wagamies. I was bestowed the title this year. It was so funny. Oh my God! I did a family portrait session in Saskatchewan, and a red chair session in Saskatchewan with Joseph Nataho. But before that, I had met the Iron Star family, and I am now honorary cousin.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
So
Very
I am
nice.
honorary
connect
cousin
with- I've connected with a
to
lot of
many.
people. Yeah, I've connected with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Deanne Hupfield, Rochelle Whitewind is surprisingly my third cousin.
Okay.
That's pretty close.
Right.
yeah.
That is pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. Jade Willoughby, she was on there as well.
Oh, Jade.
Yeah.
Jade is my cousin. Yeah.
so-
Thunder Bay
Wow.
area.
My
Everyone's
family's
just
originally
related.
from the Sault Ste. Marie area, but they Chief. So what was it? William King, I guess. It would
Sault
be. So
Ste. Marie?
Chief Pegwas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sault Ste. Marie area. Yeah. Yeah. What is that? Is that Garden River area? Is that?
Garden River.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So my William King, who is Chief Pegwas, migrated with all the people to Manitoba. So they situated themselves where Selkirk is today. And that's where our reserve was. And then during war times, I guess maybe the government, the military needed the waterways. So they moved them like 2-hour drive north of there, maybe an hour and a half north of there. And then we did get some kind of settlement because they never returned the land to us.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right,
where
right.
Selkirk is today. And it's beautiful there.
Okay.
Where my reserve is today is prone to flooding. My grandmother moved back there a few years back, so I do go out there about once a year just to visit her.
right,
but
right, right.
it's very prone to flooding. The roads are in rough shape. Last time I visited was a few months ago, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you get a hold of your buddy Wob there and see if we can get these roads fixed?" And then just coincidentally, he did do something to get the roads fixed
Did he?
there.
Okay.
So I took credit for it. So yeah, I got you.
That's good.
That's amazing. That's good.
That's right. It's all because of Doug Bedard, everybody. That's why you got those new roads.
I actually did try to reach out to him. I sent him a message on Instagram, and it came back. It came back and said, "You can't message Wob because he doesn't follow you." I was like, oh,
Burn.
what did I
Oh, man.
do?
Jeez.
Was it the conspiracy theories?
But the roads came in, so there you
Roads are getting fixed. Yeah, that's good.
go. Well, that's great.
I mean, it's like the moon, driving on the moon there.
Oh, yeah, and I can imagine.
yeah,
I
it's
can
bad.
imagine. Yeah, yeah.
Still gravel roads.
Well, is there a res that has really nice roads, like nice paved roads?
I was actually surprised when I first came out to Ganawagi.
Oh, okay.
It was like, when do we get to the res?
Right.
Thinking you're still
Like
in
you always
Montreal.
know,
Yeah.
right? Like once
you
the
think-
roads get rough, you're on the red.
No, it's actually, they have good roads.
They
It's
have good
and-
roads.
And nice houses. And their garage doors are
It's
still
like
intact
that in
and no spray
Wendoggy,
paint.
too. Remember when Wendoggy, we were there, and same thing. It's like, where's the res? This is the res. What? It's like,
Yeah.
It was, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with any of the other reses out there, but these two are just
Infrastructure.
exceptionally landscaped and put together. Oh boy. So the pretending issue, that was huge for 2024. Any other big issues affecting our community? That seems to be a big
It's
one.
it's a hot topic for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, all of the treaty payments that came out.
Oh, were you part of the RHT?
I'm part
yeah.
of Cows and Plows.
Oh, okay.
Cows and plows.
They're still given out to different communities, but we got a settlement,
Okay.
and I can tell you that our Facebook chat was amazing
Oh,
because it was just every 5 minutes my phone would ding because people were like, "Is it in yet? Is it in yet?" And then, of course, all the "is it in yet" jokes came out.
Ah, yes.
Indians are really funny. You figure that one out.
Where's the community again?
Kihiwan.
Okay, I know Kihiwan.
Yeah, it was really amazing. And then seeing people going to the bank and,
Right.
and seeing their experiences of doing the RHT payments and being asked, where did you get this money? Is this laundered?
I think we already talked about this. We might have some relatives that are. We might share relatives as well.
We probably do.
Yeah.
Do I find you on 23andMe?
I don't know. I'm on both Ancestry. DNA
I have to
and
find you on
23andMe.
there.
But we talked about it because I spent a lot of summers in Saddle Lake because my auntie married in. So like
Yes.
most of my stuff in Kihiwan and Saddle Lake are married in stories, really.
And you're friends with some of my cousins.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and I'm
Yeah.
like, they're friends. How do they know each other?
Verified. That's how I got through the VIP program. It was just based on Facebook friends. Who's our mutuals?
You're just creeping my friends list.
1 degree separation. 1 degree.
So they were questioned. Like, haven't the banks? Don't they read the news? They don't understand what's going on.
Probably not,
Yeah.
but I know people who went Facebook Live. Was it Lena's sister was asked,
Totally ours.
where did you get this money from? Why do you
Jeez.
have so much? And then the teller took the bank card and her driver's license and refused to give it back.
I saw that.
And then when she did give it back,
Yeah.
she put a limit on her bank card. So when her sister went to take money out, she's like, "Oh wow, they changed the limit."
Oh, that's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
It's like harkens to like those like, oh, you can't leave the res without your card, or like control, right? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
What bank was it?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what bank allegedly was it? We
I
gotta
think
say.
it was a
Allegedly.
green
Oh,
logo.
one of those banks.
One of the,
The bank that is the most shorted in the
It-
world, actually. That
it's-
bank that we're
ooh,
talking about.
Ooh, yeah, it's
You should look that up. And
yeah.
if you have an account there, maybe move it to another bank.
Yeah, I think it was on Dufferin.
Oh, okay.
I think it was on
It's too
Dufferin.
bad because banks typically have people's best interests in mind, right? Like they're
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they totally
Very-
do. Just like the American Medical Association has
We
everyone's
wanna-
best interest in mind.
We want to keep
Give
your
us
money.
your money. We'll keep it for you.
yeah.
We'll keep it safe for you.
Right? They totally want it. And when years ago when I did used to drink alcohol, I got an RSP when I was partying.
Oh,
I was having a good time. I said, "Oh, I got to do some bank transfers." And when you call
Yeah,
and you say,
yeah.
"Can you transfer $200 to this account?" And they were like, "Oh, by the way, do you have any savings?" I'm like, "No. Would you like to start RSP?" And then got off the phone and went, "Oh, I just got an RSP." And then 20 years later, I'm like, "Wow, okay, I got a little bit of money."
okay. Yeah.
Was that the turning point for you? Is that why you sobered
I was just
up?
like, "Whoa, I'm banking while I'm drunk. I gotta stop.
That's when you hit rock bottom.
I gotta stop, man." On hydromorphone, I don't like it.
I invested in 2 GICs, and they're doing pretty good.
Excellent.
And they mature at the end of next year or the year after. I can't remember. But it's going pretty good, and it's all like the long-term goal is to have that tiny house. Yeah.
Right.
Go back to the res. Yeah. Plop it on the beach next to the water and
That's
the
right.
loons and the eagles.
Right. Sit on your
That's
porch
that's the whole
with your
plan.
shotgun.
Yeah.
Anyone comes by.
hang a
That's right, yeah.
clothesline to my sister's house. Do you have any sugar, flour, moose meat?
Well, there
Anyway,
you
that's
go.
the goal. So, yeah.
RHT and cows and plows. I got nothing on that right now.
Yeah,
I think they're
neither do
talking
I.
about cows and plows where I'm from, but no RHT. I was like, why did William King have to go to Manitoba?
Which treaty?
Treaty 1.
Oh, I don't know. Do they have cows and plows?
I think they're talking about something like that.
'Cause I have a. I
We've
have
been
a-
getting
think
$6 a year for my entire life.
You get 6. I get 5.
Yeah. But it adds
I
up.
get 5 too.
Somebody's
Treaty
been collecting
3.
mine. I think somebody's been collecting mine. I don't know.
Really? Oh my
Sounds like
gosh. Oh my gosh. I have
Like
a.
$5 every.
I know. $5.
Well, some of the RHT area was $4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's. I have a list at my work. I found this map, like treaty list, and it shows exactly what the provisions were and what was taken and what was given, and it's pretty disgusting.
Well, when white people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, you get all that free tax money," that's $4 is what they're talking about.
That's right. Yes.
Yay.
Wonderful $4.
Yeah. I want the bag of flour though.
Oh yeah, you can put
Where's-
that to use.
Where's the bag of flour?
So any Christmas or New Year's resolutions coming up for the new year?
I haven't really thought of that.
I usually don't make any because
I feel like it's jinxing myself if I do it.
that's right.
No,
I just keep quiet. Nobody can call me out.
all I want is like more plants.
Oh,
More
okay.
plants?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a jungle in my place in the new year. I've been propagating, like in water, and then that's where I think maybe I was becoming interested with refraction. Maybe because I have
okay.
plants and I propagate all the time. All these plants. There's just
I'm
like a
Googling these words
jungle.
when I get home. Like
Yeah.
propagate.
Oh my God,
Refraction.
it was just like,
Refraction.
and then I went back into like my, Facebook memories, and you're showing that they show different things that you were doing on a certain day, and it just so happens that this time last year or yesterday, I did this whole video, and it's essentially refraction.
Oh,
So I was just like tuned in to like my former self somehow, and like I'm just like it was already in my mind, and it's just coming up and resurfacing again and again. I don't know. I know. I
Interesting.
always get like really philosophical. I'm sorry,
no, it's all good.
but yeah. So my whole thing is like I just want more plants.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
Yeah.
You know what?
If anyone has like, oh, what should we buy, Nadya? Whatever, just give me another plant.
There you go. There you go, Laura. Put
I
that
want
down
him.
on the list.
I want him on Stera.
Okay. All right.
I've known you like 16, 17 years. We've worked
Yeah.
together. We hung out in Winnipeg. We've hung out
Yeah.
in Toronto. I think this podcast is where I'm getting to know you the most.
Oh,
I'm like amazed. I'm like,
such a nerd.
I just want to listen and just tune in.
just hang out.
Yeah. We'll just
Yeah.
listen to you talk. Like, what am I even doing here?
That's right.
I'm
Yeah.
a spectator at this point.
All right, the rest of us will leave. It's now the Church of Nadia.
The Church of Nadia.
Do like a sub series.
That's right.
A sub series.
The sub-series. That's right.
Spin-off.
Anyway,
It's
yeah,
a spin-off,
so-
I think they
It's
call
a
it.
spin-off. You can be our special correspondent.
I'm not sure that's like a New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Maybe just more like a call for more life and vivacious and green. And,
Are you good
and
with
love in my
plants?
life? Yeah.
Are you good with plants?
I actually am really good with plants.
Because
now.
you travel, so you need to get something
Yeah,
to
I have a
sit
whole
in.
system.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The system.
Like timers with water pumps and stuff? Or
I have lights. I bought these lights. There's like there's like it simulates actual sunlight. So I have set up in my bathroom. I have a whole bunch of pothos in my bathroom. And my place has so much light. Like there's big ass windows all over, so there's a lot of light. I feel like if I didn't have a lot of light, I would feel like I would get I get depressed
yeah.
if it's so dark.
For us, it's Jen spends a lot of time like relocating plants. I don't think he likes it there.
I know.
Gotta
I
move
do
it over
that. You
here.
have to rotate
Yeah,
them too,
yeah.
and just like position so the leaves
It's an
are
art.
facing the.
It's a skill for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Jenny, any resolutions or plans?
I'm gonna lie a whole lot more.
Okay.
I promised this about 20 years ago and it didn't work, so I'm gonna start lying.
All right.
Yeah, just
So now I don't even believe this GIC RSP story now. Let me see that card again. For me, I don't. I guess I'm working on a new album.
Okay,
Plex
that's right.
Plex album.
That's fantastic.
Putting some stuff towards a stoic album. So, yeah, still working on music.
And
I
when's
mean,
that going to come out? Any tentative?
I can't set a date.
Okay.
You know, I originally said I'd like to drop something in January, but it's creeping up pretty fast, and I'm not an efficient writer. A lot of times
Sure.
it's like, so when I'm busy, I have ideas, but I can't lay them down, and then when I have nothing to do, it just won't come to me. So I'm like writer's block every time that I have some time off, and currently I have time off because business is slow.
Well, I have a question for you.
What's that?
Where do you find like inspiration for like where does your inspiration come from?
Usually drama, sadness, and anger. Like when I'm seeing drama, like the Pretendian stuff inspired me. Like it's
Red
funny 'cause-
Flags is-
so Red
yeah.
Flags was that
Red
song,
Flags
and then
is-
I had another one called We Know, which kind of targeted one person specifically. But this album, I think I have 3 or 4 songs that are kind of like on the topic. One specifically, That's kind of like, it could be an anthem, I guess. I have another one that's, again, kind of revisiting like some animosity I had with somebody in Toronto here. And then one where I just kind of, and then a few where I just kind of drop it in there every now and again. They're little treats.
All right.
But, one of the songs that I did is called Karma. It focuses on my brother, Barry, who was missing and murdered.
Mm-hmm.
We know that he was murdered. Like, basically, police have corroborated that they know he's murdered. His body hasn't been found yet, so still looking into that. I spent a lot of time, like, creeping around, getting to know who's who and who's connected. Just kind of more of a spectator. There's not much I could do. It's not, not Tony Montana or anything like that. But, it made a song about it, and it made me feel a lot better. Kind of come to grips with it as a person that I was closest to my entire life. So it's been a challenge.
Right. Well, that's what I think artists do. We can take sort of negative sort of energies and try to turn that into something positive with the music that we create.
Yeah. So that's basically my motivation.
Right.
Sadness, which we're not short on that. We have a lot of things to be, hurt by or traumatized by. So I think that's always been fuel for me. And I think that's why we see a lot of people, in poverty who end up becoming artists, whether it's visual or music or whatever platform they use.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we're coming up to the end of the show. Maybe one last thought. Any thoughts on the mysterious drone activity that's happening all over the country? Especially in New Jersey, there's been all these sightings of mysterious drones, lights in the air, and also
Nadya's
reports.
like, what?
There's also reports all over North America. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I saw something over High Park, which I can't even describe.
I
gotta
remember
picture
you
that.
did a
You gotta
post
picture
on
that.
that. Yeah.
I don't have a cell phone, but someone else took a picture of one of the drones in New Jersey,
you matched it up.
and it's very similar. It's almost like I felt like a plasma ball or something like that.
But you're also aware of Project Bluebeam.
Yes,
Yeah.
Project Bluebeam.
So
For
that's
those
something
that don't know, is a conspiracy theory about the government trying to run a fake alien invasion to convince people to give them more powers to force us towards this.
Well, everything's more fear. It's about fear, right? It's about, if we're afraid, then they're going to protect us from the boogeyman. So
do you think that's happening right now?
I don't know if this is it for sure, or if that's even a thing. Yeah. But I mean, that's one thing to be considered, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
I never saw any or heard about any drone stuff going on.
Well,
I feel like I
keep
operate in
looking
my
into
own
the
little
sky.
bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been all over. Well, it hasn't really been on mainstream news. Just a story here and there on mainstream news. But basically, News Nation, if you go to The Hill or Breaking Points, like the online sort of news outlets, they're covering. They have News Nation actually has the best coverage. Ross Coulthart, he's an Australian investigative reporter. He has the best reports on anything related to UAPs.
Oh man, I'm gonna do an edible tonight and just go
Down the rabbit
there.
hole. Go down
That's
the
right.
rabbit hole.
Well, you got one of these too, right?
Just keep your eyes up to the sky. Keep your eyes up to the sky
Fly
as
up
well.
there.
Right.
I saw a weird drone on Friday,
Oh, where did you see it?
right outside my place.
Like how big?
I thought so I was inside and we just ate dinner and I heard this sound that was like a helicopter and I thought, okay, that's really annoying because it's going on and on and on. I thought and sometimes they circle when there's a shooting or whatever. So I went outside and I thought, okay, where's this helicopter coming from? And about a block and a half away, it was this weird little thing. I'm guessing drone. I went, okay, that's not a helicopter. And so I took out my phone and I took some footage of it. And there was an awful lot of plane traffic. Like at that time, there was planes crossing. There was low-flying planes. And then this thing had red, green alternating lights. And it sounded really weird. So I went back inside and thought, okay, this is just really fucked. It's weird. Put it on Facebook. I think I put it on Instagram. And then somebody messaged me right away and was like, all the drones in New Jersey. And then I think I saw something you had posted and the whole like get ready between this amount, this time and this date. So of course I did a deep dive and went on TikTok and everywhere and I couldn't sleep that night and kept thinking, well.
How big do you think it was?
Maybe the size. I'm guessing maybe bigger than the table that you're.
See,
sitting
that's
at.
unusual.
So it's
I know
quite
there's
big?
big drones.
Yeah.
But I'm a commercial drone pilot.
Bigger
It was
than
quite
that?
big.
I'm a
Yeah.
commercial drone pilot, and the smaller they are, the easier
It
my
was
job
high.
is.
That's right.
It was
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
high. I mean, I'm really bad with depth perception, but it was odd enough for me to be like, okay, that's not normal. So lying in bed thinking that this is it.
And what
Bye.
time was
You
this?
know, see you later. Alien overlords are coming. So this is like 6:30 in the evening,
Yeah.
around Midtown, uptown Toronto, and then the next day I posted it on YouTube and TikTok, and people commented on it. And then I thought about it, and I was thinking, like, is this just the biggest, like, Santa Claus scam? Like, are they actually doing something that's going to be like a big light show?
Right.
And, you know,
Like-
buy
Like,
Coca-Cola.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and then like
Yeah.
sure.
And then everyone's going to be like,
Have a
oh,
holly
okay,
jolly Christmas.
we have nothing to worry about now.
Well,
Like,
I'm certified to fly a drone in Canada, but in the States it's a little more difficult. They got the
right.
Part 107 down there, and not only is it a little bit more difficult to get that license, they're really strict on the rules.
That's right. They are.
So to be flying over any kind of airspace, especially if it's like you're not allowed to fly there in that kind of quantity over people,
That's right.
it seems highly unlikely that it'd be just people,
Correct.
like dudes off the street.
Because these are flying also over military installations where
yeah.
you're not allowed to go.
And what for? What is it for? Is it to incite what?
well,
I don't know. Like,
it could be just to get us ready for whatever
I
is
think
next to come.
I think it's
I remember one time I had a dream of the end of the world.
oh, okay.
oh, yay.
You dreamt the end of the world?
Yeah. It was this crazy dream, one of those crazy dreams, and everything was like under moonlight, blue moonlight, and there was snow, and I was like at the front, and there was all these people, but there was a path, and I was like walking, and it was all uphill, so we were trying to get to the highest point, and there was a cave, and there was like food already prepared, or like somebody had already been there from before, or you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I had another dream of like machines, like on like the street, and like it was just mayhem.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Anyway. not to-
Interesting. Okay.
I've just seen the big atomic flash. My boss and I standing there, you know, sunrise ceremony, and then he goes, "Oh wait, what's that?" And then all of a sudden there's this big flash,
Oh, no.
and I went, "Okay, that's it." And I woke up.
Oh, jeez.
So
Flash. So yeah, nuclear flash. I mean,
I had the same dream 3 times where I assume I die in it because I'm a passenger in a vehicle and it drives off a cliff and we're basically like torpedoing into a oil refinery.
Oh.
And then I wake up.
Into
And it happened
oil
3
re-
times. So I hate being the passenger in a vehicle now. Like especially around oil refineries.
Well, you know what I would do? I would map out where all the oil refineries
Yeah,
are,
just
where there's
stay.
hills nearby, and try to
Roads,
avoid that route.
those,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why is there a hill with a highway with a little like aluminum guardrail
that's
above a
right,
refinery? Staying away from
That is
that.
odd. That is an odd dream. Unless you were trying to accomplish a mission, you had to blow up the oil refinery, and you were sacrificing yourself.
There might have been like a parachute that I cuts off before the parachute.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's right. It's like a cliffhanger.
was there credits at the end?
That's
Yeah,
right.
like I'm coming back like
I
Bobby
hope you
Ewing.
did the music.
I'm coming back like Bobby Ewing.
I hope.
There you go. That's right. That's right. Bobby Ewing.
Yeah, that's where
all
your
true.
anthem song is going to come in.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, there you go. So the UAP stuff, we'll see what happens in the future, if anything. Or maybe it's slow drip disclosure. Maybe this is how the government eventually announces, oh, by the way,
Prepare
aliens
us.
are real and we've been hiding it.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They are real.
Oh, we know they're real.
yeah.
Yeah, we know, yeah. We pretty much know that.
Well, every continent has
Yeah.
people who have stories that date back thousands of years that have
exactly.
something similar, right?
And if you look at our history and our stories, Star People, I mean, there's lots of information there.
yeah.
And they are coming back. Well, actually, they never left. They've always been here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ocean based.
Watching us now.
Interdimensional.
Exactly. That's right. Well, very good. Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
Love you guys.
Yeah, we
glad-
love
I'm
you.
glad I could be here
Thank
with
you
you.
again for coming
Love
on the
you
show.
guys.
This is
Love
amazing.
you all.
We love you too, Doug.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays or whatever it is
Happy
that you
holidays, everybody.
celebrate. including our alien friends. You're more than welcome to come on the show anytime as well. All right, thanks so much, everyone. Yeah.